So I've hopped back onto my attempt to finish Denzel Washington's filmography. Um, as I, as you remember, I was going to do this last January and then I failed, and so I started again this year, and I'm doing pretty good. I've gotten several in already. Um, Started out January really strong and then sort of failed, but I'm back. And big shout out to Videodrome here in Atlanta for getting a copy of Virtuosity for me. Um, so 90s Denzel is the Denzel that stole my heart, and so I've actually seen most of his films from the 90s. I was missing three from the 90s. Now I'm only missing two, and they're like literally 1990. So pretty much 90s Denzel and I were good. Now that I've seen 1995's Virtuosity, directed by Brett Leonard, who also directed Lawnmower Man, starring my favorite Jeff Fahey, The Bluest of Blue Eyes, and written by Eric Berndt, who also wrote Romeo Must Die and Highlander Endgame. So you can just imagine uh, how bonkers this film was. Um, Hilariously, so Denzel's the star. Um, Kelly Lynch gets second billing over Russell Crowe because this is 1995 and LA Confidential hasn't happened yet, and Russell Crowe isn't a three-time Academy Award nominee slash one-time winner or any of that, so he gets third billing behind Kelly Lynch, even though you can tell as they were making the film, they realized, do you know who's the best thing in this whole movie? And actually maybe the only good thing in the whole movie? Oh yeah, that's Russell Crowe. So he's actually the bulk of the film. He's the antagonist. Denzel's supposed to be the star. This movie is all about Russell Crowe and his bonkers performance. And honestly, it would be a piece of shit film if it wasn't for how committed Crowe is to the insanity of his role. Um, he is a virtual reality creation who is starting to get a little bit of consciousness, sort of, and learning how to like kill people in VR, like actually kill the people who are supposed to be virtually in the world that he's in. He then manages, due to his creator, because his creator is a little nutty also, to materialize himself in a nanotech android that can replace itself by sucking the like fibers or something from glass to recreate the nanos, like little nanotech guys rebuild things. So he is a composite of all these serial killers and other historical bad guys. His name is Sid, stands for sadistic, intelligent, dangerous. So this like sadistic, intelligent, dangerous VR, who's now a nanotech android, is loose in Los Angeles. So of course you call Denzel Washington to come and track him down. At one point in a flashback, Denzel Washington gets his arm blown off and continues to shoot people with his gun in his other arm because he's Denzel Washington and he can do whatever he wants. So this movie is a mess. It's both futuristic and ridiculously 90s. There's a scene with Russell Crowe and like a crazy sort of purple zoot suit sort of thing walking in a mall to Staying Alive. That's a thing that happened in this movie. Also, at one point, they try to shut down the internet, or they shut down the internet. He's like streaming this like show that he's trying to get all these viewers or whatever. He's streaming it on the internet, which is forward thinking for 95, except then they cut the stream by turning off the phone lines. And I'm like, okay, you can have virtual reality, you can have artificial intelligence, you can have nanotech androids that can rebuild themselves, and you still have dial-up internet? So that's a problem. This movie's a mess. I can't in good consciousness say it's a good film. I can say I enjoyed watching it. But I mostly enjoyed watching Russell Crowe. He was fun. It also has Louise Fletcher, that's Academy Award winner Louise Fletcher, as like anybody could have played that role. It was kind of depressing. And two of my favorite that guys, William Forsythe and William Fichtner. So if you're a fan of either of those that guys, there's some great things. Fichtner's actually not that great. This is before he ends up being like good at being that guy. Forsyth, on the other hand, was always good at being that guy, and so he steals all the scenes he's in. He's great. And he also has that mustache. What else about this movie? This movie lost money. It was cost $30 million. It only made $24 million. There's a special thank you at the end to Adobe After Effects and Photoshop software. So, early days of that sort of technology. What else? It has not baby, but young Kaylee Cuoco. So if you're a fan of, Big Bang Theory, you can watch her as a child. Kelly Lynch plays a criminal psychologist, but they've clearly cut all of her scenes because she's barely in it, and there's like, what is the point of this character? So I would say that anybody who's a fan of those like 90s cyberpunk films will probably enjoy this. This is a bad, cheesy, made for 14-year-olds. Probably it feels like everyone who wrote it was 14. It's bad cyberpunk actioner for 14-year-old boys, but I did kind of enjoy it. So and Denzel, he does. The thing about Denzel is like he is so good in the worst movies. Like even if the movie is terrible, he commits, and Russell Crowe is committing, and there's 3 Academy Award winners in this movie. Between Denzel and Russell and Louise Fletcher. I will say I actually liked this pairing, this Denzel-Russell pairing, more than American Gangster, because American Gangster was boring and rote, I thought. Whereas this one, at least they threw a lot of spaghetti against the wall, but it was fun spaghetti, So I'd rather watch a movie that's trying to be too much and failing than to watch a movie that's not trying to be anything and failing, So yes, I just said that about American Gangster. That movie's a mess. So this is a hot mess. That was a boring mess. This is a hot mess, and I recommend it, but I can't say it's a good film. So I got this from Videodrome here in Atlanta. It's on DVD. I don't think it's streaming anywhere. That's why I rented it from Videodrome, although I try to rent as many things as I can from Videodrome. So keep the movie rental stores alive. So anyways, this is 1995's Virtuosity, directed by Brett Leonard. You can have a Brett Leonard cyberpunk double feature of The Lawnmower Man and Virtuosity if you want to. I'm not going to tell you it's a good idea, but I'm not going to tell you it's a bad idea either, because it could be really fun. That said, of all the cyberpunk films, obviously Hackers is the best one. Although now I feel like I need to rewatch Johnny Mnemonic, because I was thinking about that when I was telling people I was going to watch this movie. And I haven't seen Johnny Mnemonic in forever. I should do a feature. I should just watch nothing but cyberpunk and do this, and Johnny Mnemonic, and The Lawnmower Man, and Hackers, and Strange Days, and just like really soak in cyberpunk. That sounds good. If you have cyberpunk recommendations for me that I may have missed, because all those ones I just mentioned I've seen, but if I'm missing something, hit me up on Twitter and tell me, hey, this is a cyberpunk movie you didn't mention, and have you seen it? Because maybe I haven't. Maybe I have. I don't know. Anyways, yes, Virtuosity. So I'm at 33 Denzel Washington movies, for those of you keeping track. I have 15 left. 2 of those 15, I think, are TV movies, and one of those 15 is a movie that hasn't come out yet. It's the one he's currently filming that supposedly will co-star Colin Farrell. I'm very excited for this. Have a good night.